Thank you, Madam President. I rise today to speak about important work happening in my electorate. It is led by Share the Dignity and their local sheroes. Katie Gorzola and Nicole Dunlop are the key figures behind the charge in Kalgoorlie-Boulder, and I have been meeting with Katie in particular to see how my office can help share the dignity across to some of our less privileged constituents. Share the Dignity is an Australian charity which distributes sanitary items to homeless or at-risk women, or women experiencing domestic violence. They believe all women matter and all women deserve dignity and justice. The program is entirely run by volunteers, and Share the Dignity call them sheroes. The organisation began when the founder, Rochelle Courtenay, read an article on Mamma Mia, revealing the difficulty that homeless women face in managing their periods. Rochelle, like many other women, asked herself, why has this never occurred to me before? And as women do, she did something about it, putting out the call for personal items to donate to centres that distributed them to women in need. For me personally, I remember a similar thought pattern happening. I have been very privileged in that none of the women in my life have not been able to afford sanitary products. However, a few years ago, I remember hearing about an incident that happened in Coolgardie, that is in my electorate. It was October 2015, and there was a woman in desperate need of a tampon. Unfortunately, she had no money to spare to pay for this essential item she really needed. She ended up stealing a box of tampons from a servo, valued at $6.75. She was caught and fined $500 by the police. Now, obviously on paper, this was a petty theft, and there are consequences for that, as she found out. However, anyone with some sense of humanity has to think about how embarrassing and humiliating this experience would have been for that woman. To rub salt in the wound, she was then faced with a big fine she had to pay, and she couldn't even afford to buy tampons in the first place. Now, this is the kind of thing Share the Dignity is trying to prevent. The shame around women needing sanitary products. Most people with a uterus do menstruate, and sanitary products are absolutely essential to have. My office in Kalgoorlie will be a collection point for the next big Share the Dignity drive, which is the It's in the Bag drive, held from November 22nd to December 7th, ahead of the Christmas period. There are two other major dignity drives that are held during the year in April and August. Katie has shared with me her personal story about why she chose to start volunteering with Share the Dignity, and I'd like to share a few words of hers with you now. I've been volunteering for Share the Dignity for almost a year and have started by spreading the word on local Facebook pages. During the April drive this year, we had the most collection points ever in the goldfields. I had posted on Facebook asking local businesses to become a collection point and had an amazing response. Since then, most of these became collection points again in August this year. I also contacted the Kalgoorlie Miner in April, and the reporter, Tegan Guthrie, advised me that the last time Share the Dignity had an article was in 2016. Since then, I have contacted the Kalgoorlie Miner for each Dignity Drive this year and been in the newspaper to get the community to be more aware of us. I also recently created the Facebook page for Share the Dignity Goldfields Region WA. Jump on there and like the page. I started volunteering because I wanted to give back to the community somehow and wanted a charity that I could connect with. It is very sad but true that I've known lots of friends and family who have been in domestic violence situations, and I wanted to help other women and girls. There are some people in this world who really bring other women and girls down, and I wanted to be one of the women that empower and help other women and girls. Share the Dignity also makes me feel like I am contributing to help someone else's life that might not be so great at that time. All the other sheroes and heroes are amazing, and it feels like we are all doing this to make a difference, and it could make someone happy, and that is one of the best feelings in the world. It's in the Bag is my favourite dignity drive as it is close to Christmas and people get very supportive in the festive spirit. I would personally like to thank Katie, Nicole and all the sheroes and heroes who work with this amazing charity, Share the Dignity. Members, I would also like to ask you to get in touch with your local Share the Dignity team and see if you're able to have a collection point in your electorate offices as well and help out in any way you can. For people in Kalgoorlie-Boulder, my office will be a point where you can come in and drop off donations. This is an amazing thing that's happening, and I reckon the movement that Katie and Nicole have created in the goldfields is just beautiful. So thank you.